Well, there's been more news since we last talked 2 weeks ago at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. On Tuesday, we learned that Christian Lundgaard is going to be leaving Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing next year and driving that car, and Alexander Rossi, we already knew was a free agent, and now his future is TBD. Rossi will finish up the season, which, by the way, has gone really, really well. Other than a couple of things outside of his control, he is pretty much even and coulda, woulda, shoulda, but would be ahead of Pato O'Ward in the championship. So Lundgaard to the 7, Rossi goes, and that's what's going to be fun. We can all speculate. You're his buddy, you're his podcast host, and I know this, you don't know where he's headed.
I don't. I mean, if anyone listens to Off Track with Hinch and Rossi and you heard it this week, you know that I found out on the show live just like the rest of you did. So, yeah, he very kindly dropped that bomb on Tim and I in the middle of one of our recordings. But no, look, it's honestly, for me, this move sort of puts Rossi in a position almost akin to what we're seeing with Carlos Sainz over in Formula One. There are a few options. Rossi now by far, the best free agent on the market, and it's going to be interesting to see how those dominoes start to fall once a clear path is seen and decision is made from the Rossi camp.
Well, we'll continue to, just kind of throw out some ideas and options, but someone who can speak more definitively to the situation is downstairs with Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll dissect the driver change here in a second, but more importantly, this weekend, a new era for the hybrid. How big of a learning curve is it going to be for Arrow McLaren this weekend?
Well, we've been fortunate to do some testing with the system coming in here, but I think this is definitely a pretty steep learning curve. First time using the system in anger with the final rules and implementation, but also the track repave here throws a little bit more unknowns into the mix. So we've got a lot to learn. Interesting with the rain just ever so slightly sprinkling down here, because I think if it stays dry, we're going to have quite a bit of homework to do tonight just to make sure we get everything out of this session.
It was announced that Alexander Rossi will be leaving the team and Christian Lundgaard will be joining the team. When did these conversations start?
First of all, I just want to say we love Alex. It's been an absolute joy working with him. He has helped raise the bar here at the team. In terms of talking to Christian, to be honest, I think the first time we spoke, we probably, we got dropped into exploring the driver market in a hurry, at the end of last year when we found out that Palou wasn't joining us and wasn't honoring his contract. And we reached out to lots of people, and at that point it was just, are you available? It was clear at that point that Lundgaard wasn't available. And I think that was the first time we talked, but we've also been in talks with Rossi and his camp, for a long time this year, and really tried, honestly, to make something work. Just one of those business things in racing. Sometimes you don't agree to terms. It happens in sport all the time. Wish him the absolute best, but very excited for Christian. He's an emerging talent. He's shown he can win in this series. He's shown he can put it on pole, and I think he's really going to be it's going to be fun to get him on board and get to work.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of season left for Gavin Ward, Alexander Rossi, and the whole Arrow McLaren team. Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and Gavin said it a little bit, but it is sprinkling down here just a little bit.